Good morning, everyone. It's a Monday morning. Right now, I'm headed to the doctor. I think I got another sinus infection. Possibly pulled a muscle in my arm. Maybe pinched a nerve in my shoulder. Wow. Sun's bright. Okay. So we're going to go see what's up with all that. And I got some things on my mind. First of all, I'm going to bash YouTube a little bit, so I might be in trouble again. I've already posted a video where I talked about them removing my video. And I think it was all over one sentence where I mentioned the, virus we've all been dealing with for about 3 years now. And made a sarcastic comment. Like I said, it was all with just one sentence. They don't give you any specific thing you've said, or at least they didn't with me. Hey, YouTube, if you're paying attention, you need to clarify things. Just, because all they say, you violated community standards, and it might be one of these things. Well, But anyway, you should be able to talk about anything on any platform, actually. You shouldn't be afraid of misinformation. And I provided zero misinformation. I just made a sarcastic comment. But anyway, let's move on. There's been a lot happened since the last video I put out. It seems there was a huge dairy barn explosion and fire. And the official report that I've seen is that some piece of equipment overheated and ignited methane. Now, I'm not a dairy barn expert, and I'm not a methane expert, but I just don't see how that happened. Unless you would have had to seal that barn up pretty tight in order for methane, I would think. Like I said, here's my disclaimer, I don't know, I'm not an expert on these things, but you would think that barn would have had to have been sealed up pretty tight for enough methane to cause an explosion. I would have thought there would have been a little flash fire, and to burn 18,000 cows, which, that's a lot of cows to be milking in one barn, but, like I said again, not a dairy expert. Seems a little fishy. I could be wrong, But with all these other incidents with our food supply chain going on, makes you wonder. And again, if you live in the state of Missouri, contact your state representative, your state senator too. For House Bill 1169, it's the one that requires transparency of labeling as to whether the mRNA has been injected. Whether mRNA has been injected into your meat or not. We have a right to know. We have a right to know what's put in our food. That's been established, and it needs to be done in plain English, you know. So make sure you share that information with people. Make sure you go out and research it. I don't know. I just don't like the idea of things being injected into the animals that are going to be used as meat. It just doesn't seem right. And then, of course, we have another lab-grown chicken facility coming online, and well, it's online already. It's been approved for human consumption. Another question: how come we're not seeing these labs that grow meat catching on fire, exploding, planes crashing into them? I don't know. I'm going to be real honest here. I hate that I'm so conspiratorial minded lately. You know, I don't like being so distrusting of things, but I feel that I must. I mean, I feel that I should be talking to people about it. Say, hey, look, this seems strange. I don't know if it's some bigger conspiracy, you know, say, you know, one world order, or if it's just a freak coincidence. But we need to be looking at it, thinking about it. And, you know, especially with, you know, there's a whole lot of coincidences here that don't make sense. We got this attack on our food processing facilities, actually farms too. I don't know how to phrase this, but I think this whole Amos Miller thing was a trial run. You know, you've got that, you know, for those that don't know, is an Amish guy that had a community-supported agricultural program going on where people came to his farm. I don't know the exact setup, but they came and bought their meat and out of milk and I don't know what all from him straight there. The USDA doesn't have to be involved, but they ended up being involved, and it was a big deal. It cost him a lot of money. And anyway, I think that might have been a test run. And then you factor in, for some reason, the U.S. Department of Agriculture wants you to voluntarily let them know where your garden is. If you have a garden, they want to know where it's at. Why do they need to know that? They don't. Unless they're up to something. Then we have these billionaires, you know, Bill Gates. Bill Gates it's easy to vilify the man because he's been a shady character his entire business life. I'm not saying he's done anything illegal, it's just been a little shady. Some of the things that I've heard. I'm not going to go into them. You can go and investigate all that yourself. And then he's heavily invested into vaccines. He's buying up farmland in the United States just as fast as he can. He's heavily invested in growing bugs as food. And he's a zero population growth guy. And all this stuff it's out there. You don't have to take my word for And, you know, you got Elon Musk, who's done great things with Twitter, I think, but he's heavily invested in the whole bug thing too. Not to mention his investment in AI, artificial intelligence, and that stuff is really getting crazy. What it can do, and that's the stuff they let us know that it can do. And then we have the Fed. What is that called? The CBDC, the Federal Bank Digital Currency. I think it's called FedNow. But the U.S. government has decided they're going to step in and basically take over the third-party payer systems, as far as, you know, like PayPal and Zelle and Cash App. And which Cash App, there's quite the conspiracy going on there. It seems the guy that come up with that whole program there got killed. But anyway, that's all I know. That's not a good thing. It's not a good thing at all. The government should not care what you're spending your money on, as long as it's legal. And there's ways that they could find out. And this is, you hear a lot of talk about once they take over and we go to complete digital currency, them being able to shut you down and you can't go anywhere, you don't have any money until they decide that you have learned your lesson. But this is also an end run around the whole warrant system, because the way it stands now, the way I understand it, now if there's a lawyer, you can enlighten me, or a judge, or somebody knows the law better than me, but right now, for them to find out about where you're spending your money, your financial records, of course, if you're using cash, they can't do that. It's harder for them to do, but if they want your bank records now, they have to get a legal document before the bank can release them. So this would eliminate that completely. Yeah. Did y'all let that sink in? The federal government will be able to see your bank records at any point in time with just pushing buttons. They don't have to go see a judge. They don't have to do anything. So there is that. And this FedNow, like I said, I'm not sure of the name, but it's coming online. I've heard the 1st of June and the 1st of July, so I don't know. But they're following through with that. And that's the beginning of the digital currency. The CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currency. It's a scary time we live in, folks. It's crazy. Oh, and a quick little update. Mom is doing good. I need to call her today. But anyway, she's doing good. She's healing from her hip surgery. So, thank you, all of you prayed for her. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the kind comments, too. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna wrap this up for now. I've kind of run out of things to talk about. There's a lot more, but I just can't think of them right now. So, if I think of any more, I'll hop back on here. And if not, well, let's look out for each other. Let's help each other when we can. And let's pray.